Hi and welcome back to Quinwell Paw Creations tutorial videos. Today I'm going to show how I did my birch bark earrings. I have some small birch bark squares that I purchased off of Etsy. Some brain tan leather that I used for backing. I used my size 0 Nymo beading thread, size 13 beading needles, and size 13 Charlotte cut seed beads. The first pair I did with the hummingbirds, the bark was scraped off. After I softened the bark for about 30 minutes, I took my awl and the bark is softened up 30 minutes in lukewarm water. We'll soften it up. And I just used the awl. I don't use a pen because I don't want to leave the ink or any markings on birch bark because it will bleed in. So I just use my awl and scrape the outline of the shape that I want the earring to be. And the bark is real soft at this point, so I can just cut the shape out and make sure they're even. And I did another shape of a heart for the other pair of earrings that I did. Just using the awl to go around the outline of the shape and cut that out, and making sure that both sides come out the same. The first pair, as I said, I scraped off the top layer, used an X-Acto knife, just finally scraping off that thin layer that is over the top. And sometimes it'll peel if you get it going good, but just scraping it real gentle, then being sure not to cut into it, but just scraping off that thin layer, and then it gives you kind of a pinkish color with that white bark layer off. And the heart will leave the bark on and show how they look both ways. So once I have the bark scraped off, then I get the design I want to put on it, and basically just take the awl and do a real crude outline. I don't have a lot of detail, because it's just not a big area to do a detailed design. And just take that design and flip it over and do the same outline on the other side, and just get them close as you can with that outline. And it doesn't look real good, but I just need the outline idea of what I want. And I use a one needle method. The bark is thick, and the beads can lay flat, not have to worry about bunching them up. And finish the beadwork on the design, and cut out a cardboard piece smaller than the size of the earring, so that you'll leave enough room to put the edging around. Cut that out, and I just Elmer's glue it to the back of that earring. Just keeps it stabilized while I'm edging it, keeps it in place. And then it will keep it flat. And then I will mark the outline of the shape on the brain tan buckskin, and cut that shape out and glue that back on the back side of the earring. Just using Elmer's glue, just keep it in place. Also provides a stiffener. Stabilizes it while I put the edging around, and just decide what kind of edging you want to put around. And I just edge it just like I do any other earring. The bark is soft enough to have my needle go through, beading needle, and I'm going to concentrate on where I'm placing my edging, because you don't want to poke more holes in the bark than what you need to, because you'll see the threads on the bark side, well, on both sides, but you don't want more holes in the bark side, so you just push it through. And just do that edging any kind of edging you want around there. But it's just like edging any other earring. And pulling it tight. And make sure that you go on the back side and make sure that they're spaced properly. Come around and make sure that it's coming out on the front side. And that it's in an even line and spaced correctly, hoping to get that needle through the first try. And that's just edge it just like a regular earring all the way around. When I'm edging it, I'm keeping flattening it, straightening it, that cardboard in there, the glue, all that, and the edging pulls it all together and flattens it out, so that even though it was curling when you soaked it, it flattens out when you get it all together. And then I'm going to put the loop in the earring, so I'm going to make sure I go through the front side to the back and be on the back side of the earring. I'm going to put about 10 beads on for my earring loop, and go from the back and go up through come up between the backing and the birch bark and get that loop there, and I'm going to go back through to reinforce the loop. And so I'm going through that earring, the loop, twice. Just reinforce it. Reinforce the attachment to the earring. When I come back down on the other side of the loop, I'm going to go through the middle, in between the bark and the leather, and come out on the leather side, so that my loop is kind of sitting on top of the leather. And then once I have that loop reinforced, I'll come back through the leather come back up through the leather and come through and be in between the leather and the birch bark. And that's where I'll tie my knot and make sure that my knot is down in between the bark and the backing, so you can't see my knot. And snip that off. Burn the tail. And that's it. once that's all done, make sure it's nice and flat, and it will dry that way. And put a earring wire on. So you're basically just making it like any other earring, and that bark being soaked is pretty easy to work with. So you can scrape the top layer up, and it gives you that smooth kind of a peach glow to the bark. Put that earring wire on, and it's all done. Just like that. And when you want, if you want to use the bark without scraping it, it's a real white, that white bark, birch bark look. I soaked my hearts while I was doing the other ones so that they would stay soft. I'm ready to use them. I just dab them with the towel, get the excess water off. They're real soft. It'd be easy to use. Kind of clean it out. I kind of clean off the bark.
Okay.
Okay, it's still a little dirty when you get them.
I don't want mine.
Just
Well,
clean that.
no, yeah. What kind is it?
Make sure they're the same
Ooh,
shape.
Yeah, that'll work.
Trim them up if you need to. And the same thing, I'll take it all and just do a real crude, basic outline of what I think I want to do, and a little, make sure that I'm doing the same on the other side. Flipped over design, and then I just do a one needle method, just doing that simple design on there. The simple designs looks real good against the bark color. The bark is soft, able to get your needle through. With that size 13 needle, they're real fine, but if you take your time and push your needle slowly, it'll go through without breaking the needle. And just continue with that one needle method. I think the two needle method might give a lot more thread and knots on the back side that I don't want.
Ow.
To have. Simple little design, pansies, some green on it, and I'll do the same cardboard in the middle, brain tan leather on the back, and edge it all the way around. It's the same as I did the other one. The heart, because it was a different shape, it kind of curls a little more, but when you put the glue on and the backing and get that edging around, it'll flatten it out and pull it all together, and it'll lay flat at the end. And just attach that another loop on the earring loop and earring wire, and it looks real nice with that birch bark look. So, well, thanks for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed the video. You can stop by and join my group. Please answer all 3 questions or I will not add you. Or you can visit my website at quenmapawcreations.com. Thanks for stopping by. I hope it was a good time. See you next time. Bye.